Hey everybody, it's Ab. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Today is going to be my April empties. So in these videos I tell you what I used up this month and then I compare it to this month last year and then this point up to this point this year and then up to this point last year. Why I'm doing that is because I'm on a no buy this year and I wasn't last year. So I am trying to just scientifically compare the difference between how much makeup and stuff you use up being on a no buy versus not being on a no buy. So I feel like as of this point it's kind of not evening out, like I'm not using up as much as I thought I was going to, but I feel like it's going to pick up more toward the end of the year when I start kind of running out of stuff faster, and I'm to the point of on a few small things that once I use up the thing again, I will be totally out of that category. So basically in my no buy, I am only repurchasing, especially focusing on makeup, skincare, and hair care, only repurchasing something when I'm totally out of any suitable alternative. So like brow products, I'm not going to buy a new brow product unless I use up all of my things. So like right now I have the color mascara, a pencil, and then also a pomade. So if I run out of like just the pencil, I'm not gonna go buy a new pencil because I have the pomade and the gel that I could use. For example. So how many times can I say so in this video? Anyways, on to the empties. So the first thing that I emptied was this Pixi Glow Tonic. And this is the regular size that you can get at Target. I did repurchase this in the large size. I think it's almost twice this much, if not a little bit more than twice as much as in here. This is 3.4 ounces. And I got it on Amazon, but you can also get it on, I think, Target's website, and then directly from Pixi. I wish I could get my hands on one of those that they send to influencers. Maybe someday I'll have enough, and I'll get, but anyways, I don't have a problem buying it because it's amazing. Just they sent the influencers like these giant, like half-gallon almost, I don't think it's a half a gallon, but it looks like it, really big, like with the pump, and I can get through this stuff really fast, which actually it's not that fast because I purchased this in about 4 months ago, so it lasted for quite a while, or 4 months before I repurchased the other one, and this was $15. The next thing in here, this is not the whole thing, but it was the Manic Panic Flash Lightning Bleach. And this is just the developer, like the cream that you mix the powder into. Ew, there's like some, it's probably not good. It has some of the stuff caked on it. But I got the 30 volume this time because that's all that Sally had when I bought it. I used to use the 40 volume. I don't really tell the difference because my hair is blonde anyways, and I'll tell you the secret to how I bleach my hair without completely damaging it and like burning my scalp. So the first couple times I bleached it, which is what I would recommend doing, is to mix up the bleach as normal. Like if you have hair as long as mine or longer, you'll need the whole packet of the developer and the bleach of the Manic Panic. I don't know about any other brand. But I mix them together, and then I take the Paul Mitchell clarifying shampoo. I think it's called the shampoo 2, and I do about almost half and half of the shampoo and the bleach, and then I put it on damp hair, and then I leave it on. I left it on for like 30 minutes or more. I just checked it every now and then to make sure that it was, like still going, and it wasn't like totally white yet. So I did that and didn't burn my scalp, but last time when I used this one, I don't think I put as much, well, because I assumed since it was 30 volume that it would be significantly weaker, but it's not significantly weaker. So I put less of the shampoo in and it burned and it got white pretty quick. So, and then I also did, this time what's that called? I toned my hair with the purple. I mixed a little bit of purple dye with the diluter from Arctic Fox, and that helped some. Like my roots were white. This way my roots now look kind of more pink than the rest of it because the bottom part was still orange, even though the toner helped a lot with the orange and the yellow left in the ends, but then I just dyed it orange again, so I thought it would turn out more pink if I did that, but it didn't. So But yeah, so I definitely recommend the Manic Panic bleach and then mixing it with the shampoo like I mentioned. And this bleach kit was only $10. Then finally I finished up the Wet n Wild Illuminati highlighting and concealing pen. This is the shade Ivory Into You. So I mentioned this a few times, but this concealer is not, there is not much product in here at all. I mean, you can clearly see because it's like one of those lip gloss tubes, and when I did my price comparisons, I have a video about all of the cruelty-free and vegan foundations and concealers that I have in my collection, and I compared like the price to price per ounce and all of them, and this was like incredibly expensive for the price per ounce. And it was okay. It really separated toward the end, but it still held on. And what I thought was really weird, one time when I was like almost to use it up, I was like putting it on under my eyes. I was like, okay, I'm just going to use this up. Put it a little bit on, you know, some spots that I have, and then put a powder over top of it. But I ended up like there was more than I thought left in here, and I used it as foundation, and it looked fantastic. So I don't know what the deal is. I definitely would not repurchase it just to use as foundation though, because it's not the best. And they have like 2 shades in this. And that was $5. And then the next thing is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. So I did repurchase this a couple months ago before I went on my work trip, and I just now used it up. This is probably my favorite setting spray that I've ever used. I would definitely repurchase it. Like I said, I did already repurchase it for this month. So this cost $10, and it lasts for quite a while. It really helps makeup to stay on. Milani has the Make It Dewy one, which I think is okay, but the sprayer on that one isn't. I don't know if it's just the one that I have, but the sprayer, this one has more of a mist, and the sprayer on the, I'm pointing it because it's on my desk over there, but the sprayer on the Make It Dewy one is like a straight shot and then a little bit of mist. So, but if you're not careful, it'll just like point in whichever direction, you know, spray it like behind you or wherever. So it's kind of hard to use, but this one is a lot better. And then, finally, the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. I've had this for a long time. This is the oldest foundation in my collection. As I mentioned in my controversial brands video, I no longer buy stuff from Kat Von D. Go watch that video if you're interested, but I'm glad to use this up. I thought this used to be an okay shade match, but it wasn't. Toward the, it's a little too pink, so I don't know. Like as I'm using foundations and trying different shades, I'm noticing that my skin tone looks a little, I mean, like just from looking at like my arms and my face without makeup and stuff on, you would think that it's really pink, but the foundations that are more of a neutral to warm tone look better on my face. So I don't know why, but I'm not going to use any more cool foundations, and I'll see kind of how it goes from here on out. I do have a lot more foundations though to go through before I even have to think about buying one. So yeah, but I mean, this was okay. I'm not gonna like sit here and praise it, because I mean, it does get cakey, but it works and it lasts, so I'll give her that. And this was $35. And then the last thing is this Arctic Fox Cosmic Sunshine dye. It's pretty much empty. I don't want to like open it and scrape it because then the dye gets everywhere. But I did mix this. Well, for a while I had the bottom part of my hair just bright yellow, and I also mixed this with the orange to kind of tone it down a little bit. So I repurchased this, and yeah, I'm thinking about changing, I don't know, because every time I think about changing my color like to a different, I know the actual color changes all the time, but I'm thinking about doing the Ritual by Arctic Fox. It's more of like a burgundy, but I don't know, I just keep going back to orange, and like it seems like no matter how much because I mix an orange, a pink, and this yellow, and it always comes back to orange. Like even when it looks bright pink, when it's freshly dyed, I wash it and then it's just orange. So I think orange is my color, but I definitely still use this because it tones down the orange a little bit. And that was $8. The grand total for this month was $83, and the total for last April was $91. So the month of April, pretty close to last year. So this year, like from the beginning of this year to now, I've used up $193, but then that point last year I used up $289. So that means I would need to use up $149 by the end of May to kind of catch up. But I I did right on here. I remember looking at my thing, and I didn't use up that much stuff last May, so I don't know why, but so maybe that'll help me catch up a little bit. But it's not like a competition to try to beat last year or anything. I'm not gonna like sit here and empty stuff like on purpose, but it's just like I'm trying to prove my theory that you use up more stuff if you're on a no-buy, but I'm not so far. So, I mean, until the end of the year, like I said, it probably will balance out at some point. But that is it for today's video. Let me know what you think. Give this video a thumbs up if you like empties videos, and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any more updates. And also about my no-buy, I'll leave a link to that playlist in the description box. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.